and trying to have a solid time because, like I said, I actually do enjoy this game. I played the heck out of this game on my 360. I 100%ed the stories or the campaigns. I got S ranks on like almost every stage, and that's not just Sonic, by the way. Like, I also played extensively the other characters. Now I am playing with some patches right now, but believe me when I say that I have beaten this game before, and I did just homing attack on some spikes. But yeah, I have 100% of this game on the 360, so I am very familiar with this game issues, the load times, or the excessive load times, with the physics issues. But on this emulator I've got some patches specifically to do with like the way that Sonic controls in areas where he is extremely stiff. So that's like the bound jump, for example, and with homing attacking, as you might have seen, when I flip out the homing attack I can move. You couldn't do that in OG 06. There were talks about an 06 remake, and specifically it was because one of the people who I believe worked on 06 at the time, I think it might have been Shun Nakamura, and he was the director of 06. Or at least the credited director, because technically it was Yuji Naka, but then, you know, there were issues with development. So Shun Nakamura came out, oh, here's the emulation issues. Shun Nakamura came out and he said that he would, if given the chance, love to make an 06 remake. And the idea of a potential 06 remake, I'm all for it, because obviously I think 06 is, there's so much potential in 06 really. And I do think that, I mean obviously I love 06, like even the original game on the 360, but there's so much more to it than just what was released. Like, there is thousands of cut pieces of content that, you know, had they been in the original game, man, it just would have been a completely different experience. I really wish we get that 06 remake that does stay true as possible to the source material, you know, while changing the things that need to be changed, like the bugs and like some elements of the controls when it comes to other characters specifically. I feel like, you know, characters like Silver have really low base speeds. I'm trying to use this, I don't know how you use this, maybe this doesn't work actually. I put a patch that apparently puts the tail swipe from P06, and I'm trying to use it and it just doesn't work, but yeah. And that's so sad. I am not representing well. I'm not representing the 06 community well. But yeah, as you can see with like the bound jump, like this for example, this is a change that I would love for them to keep in an 06 remake, or for them to change in an 06 remake. Some things can just be way too stiff, and I think more stiff than what was intended. So yeah, obviously I'm not a developer, like I can't say how games should be developed, but when it comes to like remaking a game like 06, I feel like it's so easy to really alienate the game from what was originally, you know, intended, to the point where it doesn't feel like a remake, it feels like its own thing. And that's what I feel like with P06, unfortunately. But I feel like with Shun Nakamura being the director of the game of 06 at the time, hopefully he can kind of solve that issue that I have when it comes to 06. And Wide Acropolis is just such a good stage. I feel like it's such a great snow stage, because the usual depiction of snow is kind of like how you get an ice cap, where it's just like ice everywhere and a lot of light blues and stuff. But I feel like with this, kind of having that night sky and a very like tundra biome feel, I don't know, I feel like it just works really well. Yeah, Wide Acropolis is definitely one of my favorite stages in the game. To be honest, there aren't many stages in this game that I dislike. I'm just thinking about Sonic for now, because to be honest, I haven't played the other character stories since my 360 save, which is almost like 2 years ago now since I've last played through that. So yeah, I might do an 06 playthrough, you know, I'll think about it, because for now I'm very keen on just finishing the Generations playthrough. But yeah, I might do an 06 playthrough after Generations, or maybe I'll do like Adventure 1, then Adventure 2, then Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, etc. I think emulation in a lot of ways showcases what a remake should be, because when you've got the 06 mod loader, for example, and you've got all these patches, it fixes so many things that needed to be fixed but there actually weren't too many things, honestly. Like, for example, with what I'm running right now, yes, I've got a bunch of patches, but I have no mods. Like, these are just patches that fix some of the issues to do with, like, stiffness and stuff. But doesn't really have to do with anything towards, like, the controls, the general controls, the general level design. No, the level design's untouched. And this is what I mean when I say, when it comes to an 06 remake, I really hope they just do something like this, where they don't change what fundamentally made 06 interesting and different, which was that you felt like you always had control from start to finish in these levels. And I just really hope that they maintain this when it comes to potentially making the 06 remake one day, even though the odds of that are so slim. So slim. The fact that we would be getting an 06 remake potentially before adventure remakes is ridiculous. I feel like at this point, adventure remakes are kind of like non-existent, like the thought of it, because I feel like a few years ago they were the absolute focal point when it came to Sonic news. Anything that was about upcoming Sonic projects, adventure remakes would be on the cards. They would be on the table. Adventure remakes were like the main thing that people brought up when it came to Sonic news, and I feel like nowadays it's kind of just gone. That hype of adventure remakes have kind of disappeared. But it sucks because it's not that we need an adventure remake for PC. We need an adventure remake for the guys on the console. And I was one of those guys, obviously, until I got my PC. But yeah, we need appreciation for the console players, because console players are really shafted when it comes to Sonic games. Yeah, the adventure games on consoles really just aren't great, like their ports. Adventure 2 has a okay port, because thankfully the Sonic Adventure 2 battle version on the GameCube is a decent version. One thing that I would really like to know when it comes to the Mach Speed sections of the game is, was the game originally designed where Sonic could not move while jumping? Because I feel like that is such a fundamental thing of Sonic, and not having that, especially in these Mach Speed sections, just feels really wrong. But at the same time, I feel like it might have actually been what they intended. Like, they intended for him to not even be able to move while jumping, which is so odd to me, really odd. And definitely does not work, by the way. Like, it doesn't bode well with the Mach Speed level design. But yeah, there's just so much that I really do enjoy with this game, and I think it has more to do with the feel of the game. Like I said, this, to me at least, in a lot of ways feels like Sonic Adventure 3, without it needing to be titled Sonic Adventure 3. It feels like it has like the aesthetic and kind of like the vibe of Adventure 1 mixed with the content, the game content of Sonic Adventure 2. Because you've got like the very hard missions, and you've got like the level design. Like in Adventure 2 you had mission 5 in every stage was the hard mode variant of that stage, and you have that in 06 as well. But then when it comes to Adventure 1's vibe, it's because you've got snow, you've got beach, you've got like castle-ish, you've got like factory-ish, you've got, you know, all of these level themes that really do kind of portray a sort of like world-trotting adventure, even though Soleanna is the only location in this entire game. Like, we don't move anywhere past Soleanna. So it's actually crazy that Soleanna has this much stuff to it, considering that it's just one town. It's not even, or I don't know what it is, a country, a town, or whatever. I think Adventure, or Sonic 06 just has a great mix of the vibe and game content and stuff. You know, and obviously the final game was like completely broken, but with emulation and with mods and with patches, it's an experience that once someone like me, like someone who's a mega fan of 06, plays through, I just can't really go back to games like Adventure 2. This stage is incredible. 06 really does have amazing stages, I feel like, and I don't know why they had to make Silver's base speed so small in this game. Like, he actually feels like a model swap of like a human, if that human had psychic powers. And opening that door with no lag is crazy. Like, emulation has stunned me. When I first played this, when I first played 06 on the emulator, I was stunned by how good it looked. Like, it was amazing, such an experience. I feel like there's a bit of criticism when it comes to this section of Kingdom Valley, which is section 3. After you do silver, you've got this like castle section, but it kind of leans itself more into like defeating waves of enemies and this stuff. But to be honest, I never really found it that annoying, or as annoying as people say it is, to be honest. Gosh, this is such a cool set piece. And look how quickly I can just completely get rid of the enemies with, thanks to these patches. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, that was close. I don't know if 06 has a speed cap on the grind rails or not. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't know. I mean, there aren't rails long enough to test it, but I feel like it probably does. So this section with the movable jump wall is just ridiculous. What a time to be alive. Oh no, I lost all my rings. Dang it. Oh man. Man, that was really cool for me. I did not know you could. I was just testing the airborne physics. I didn't even know that you could actually land on those, because I've actually tried to do that a bunch of times on the OG 06, and obviously over there it's just more or less impossible to do so. Yeah, the trick there is to actually avoid jump panels, because if you land on, or if you touch one of them, there's a good chance that you can actually just fling off to the side, and then obviously you just get hit with lava. And you won't be able to go to the top half as well. I'm pretty sure you can actually clip through this wall. Yeah. There's a lot of enemies in this section on there. I actually do enjoy the 06 combat, kind of. Just feels nice, just like demolishing these enemies with my down jump. Gosh, it really does feel like the game was intended to, you know, have that movement while you're in the air homing attacking, because it just works so well. Like, I haven't had a situation yet where it doesn't, where it feels wrong. Like, it feels exactly like how it was supposed to be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Calm down. There. Oh, please. Please see I can get this in time.